Hello everyone! Today we're reviewing Mickey 17, a film that is currently praised for its dark humor, controversial themes, and also the small societal evils that are finally included in its narrative. Not surprisingly, this piece fits the category of films that make you question your own morals and will stay with you long after you've finished watching it. And for that reason alone, I think it deserves a more intricate dive into its meaning. Mickey 17 is based on the book Mickey 7, written by Edward Ashton. Shame on me, I did not read the book. And was directed by Bong Joon Ho, renowned for also directing Parasite and Snowpiercer, among others. The story is set in the future, and it follows a man named Mickey who joins a space colony as an expendable, someone who can be used for experiments and is to be cloned, or as they say in the movie, printed out every time he dies without any legal consequences. And mind you, he kicks the bucket in plenty of instances, hence the number accompanying his name. This process continues until one day when Mickey 17 is mistakenly declared dead and another Mickey is printed out, which results in two Mickeys existing at the same time. They are called multiples, and ironically, this scenario is deemed illegal and punishable by final extermination. Now, I'm going to stop here with the plot so as not to spoil you any more than the movie trailer does. I will, however, mention the wonderful cast comprised of my favorite actors who make this movie so incredibly interesting. Toni Collette, Mark Ruffalo, Naomi Ackie, Steven Yeun, and last but certainly not least, Robert Pattinson in the role of Mickey. As I mentioned in the title of my video, Mickey 17 is undeniably a conceptual film. It's a sci-fi that prioritizes philosophical themes over pure entertainment, though make no mistake, it keeps us engaged every second. Given that Bong Joon Ho directed it, I fully expected sharp satirical commentary and an exploration of systemic power imbalances. And let me tell you, I was not disappointed. On the contrary, it went even further than that, and it placed us, the viewers, in an uncomfortable and illuminating standoff with our moral principles. So let's go ahead and see what makes Mickey 17 such a delightfully conceptual movie. Number 1. Existential questions and philosophical themes. The movie starts off strong with Mickey number 17 abandoned to die in a frozen pit of snow and ice. But his fate is inconsequential. By tomorrow he will be reprinted and assigned back to work as if nothing happened. Under normal circumstances, such an act would be considered a crime, carrying severe punishment, not to mention the profound moral implications and the heavy burden it would place on one's conscience. But it seems life is not treasured if you have endless respawns, and Mickey's death is just a means to a start in this case. This proves how defective our moral compass is and how cruel some of us would be if only we were allowed to be so. If you think this is an exaggeration, let me remind you of the experiment Rhythm Zero, a 6-hour performance art by Marina Abramovic. In this unsettling experiment, she stood completely still in an exhibition hall, surrendering herself to the audience's will. On a nearby table, 72 objects were laid out along the lines of feathers and flowers, perfume, honey, but also scissors, chains, and a loaded gun. What do you think happened? By the end of those 6 hours, she had been physically abused by men and women alike, cut and humiliated, and even the gun was brought up to her head with vile intent. You can read more about the experiment in my description, I'll leave the link below, but it perfectly illustrates one of the film's core themes. The idea of Mickey being an expendable raises questions about identity, consciousness, exploitation, and what it means to be replaceable in society, be it at work or in your personal relationships. It addresses the irresistible but highly dangerous idea of playing God. It makes you wonder if a clone is the same as the original, fact that is debunked immediately by the movie when Mickey 17 reveals that Mickey 3 was whiny and clingy, 5 was indecisive, and apparently 8 was annoying and kind of stupid. Which brings me to number 2, the social satire. I don't know if you've noticed, but at one point during the movie, the idea of cloning someone and making them an expendable copy is analyzed from 3 different standpoints. religious, scientific, and of course, political. Religion condemns the act, calling it a sin. Scientists view it as a chance for technological advancement, while politicians only see the financial and manipulative aspect of it, attitudes that kind of reflect how the world works today. Also, the colony is called Niflheim. In Norse mythology, that refers to a cold and primordial realm often associated with death or desolation, a perfect representation of the harsh conditions of the planet they intend to colonize. Now, if you've already seen Parasite or Snowpiercer, you're already familiar with Bong Joon Ho's signature style, specifically his obsession with social hierarchy and system exploitation. Apart from the themes of identity, ethical concerns, and the fragile nature of human existence, the movie is also a metaphor for how society treats workers as replaceable resources instead of individuals with intrinsic value. I see it as a parody of multinationals and the corporate lifestyle inflicted on most of us, where your opinion is not valued and your main concern is that of being a yes man, or else you don't fit the core values of the organization you work for. Which is why when Nasha, Agent of the Month, starts confronting Commander Kenneth Marshall with pertinent facts and speaks reason, she too becomes expendable. The movie also ridicules politicians and world leaders. And while we're probably all thinking of the same president as a source of inspiration, I was surprised to read in an interview with the director that Kenneth Marshall was in fact modeled after the Romanian communist dictator Nicolae Ceausescu. And as a Romanian myself, I can actually see the similarities. Ceausescu propagated the cult of personality during his time, was obsessed with control, and manipulated reality. And much like Kenneth and Ilfa, he and his wife Elena both decided Romania's course together. Even Niflheim's calorie system is reminiscent of communism in Romania, when our food was scarce and rationed. There is also the theme of natives versus colonists. Mickey 17 employs the dynamic between humans and creepers, the alien native creatures on the planet, to dissect the ethical considerations of colonization. Through the film and characters' perspective, these indigenous creatures are perceived as a threat, when in fact Mickey discovers that they are simply misunderstood and just protecting their environment. Without a doubt, this conflict between the two species is meant to challenge viewers to reconsider humanity's impact on indigenous populations and the lands they attempt to claim. Number 3. Mickey and his versions. Mickey, in all of his versions, is a symbol for oppression, but he also represents a philosophical search for purpose. He is the embodiment of our fear of death, which is why he gets asked the same question over and over again by different characters. Perhaps he challenges the notion of identity. If a person's memories and personality traits are transferred into a new body each time they pass on, does that make the clone the same person? The colony treats Mickey like he's the same individual every time he returns, but we, the viewers, can easily distinguish all versions. On a final note, Robert Pattinson did a stellar job in this movie, and I enjoyed every second of his performance. From the way he speaks, reacts, and moves, everything about the character Mickey is explored thoroughly and, ironically, makes his character memorable in a scenario that brings forth the importance of personal existence. Because one has to wonder, from the capitalistic point of view, if we can all be discarded and printed out shortly after, what makes us unique and worthy beyond our functional utility? Is our individuality an illusion or a right? The ending, particularly Mickey's dream featuring Ilfa, is a reminder to him and to us that a new dictator can always re-emerge from within the colony. History is known to repeat itself, and humans will never shy away from playing God if given the opportunity. If you can't tell by now, I really love this movie, but I'm wondering if you feel the same. What did you think about Mickey 17? What are your theories and highlights regarding this film? And was the book better? Please let me know in the comment section below. I would love to read your opinion. My name is Danny. Please help me out with a like, a share, and maybe subscribe to my channel for more insightful reviews about movies and games. Thank you for today, and until next time, take care everyone. Bye.